big mouthed, proud. Look at the size of this house. It's fucking ugly, but it's big. That's what that's what they care about, is how big something is or how much money it costs. Hey, y'all seagulls need to be quiet over there. Seriously. Okay, I'm filming, but I can't reverse now. Can I? No, I can't reverse now. So I'm stuck on the other view of the camera. Sorry. But hey. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that I don't like this area at all. Like, it's full of these people that are Trump supporters, and they basically take the areas that are the least densely populated. Excuse the seagulls in the back. They're exceptionally loud today. Anyway, I don't mind that actually. I like seagulls and the sounds of the ocean. But look what they did to our ocean. Look at it. It's completely like oil. Whoops. It's full of oil from the boats. And it doesn't look good. Look at that. Look at that green. A lot of it's seaweed, of course. But this is something not right about it. Yeah. That's what people in New Jersey do. They are callous. And believe me, I've lived here all my life in the state of New Jersey and New York, and I know what I'm talking about. But it's not only here. It's everywhere that there's affluent people or white people. No offense to anyone that's white, but you know what I'm talking about when I say that. I mean it more like kind of like, the ones that have generations of their family living here or whatever. But they seem to think because they have that, people that are more new to the country, like, more immigrated, because that's basically what it is. Just people that are newer to the country than they are. Somehow they're superior and they own this land or something, but it's fucked up. And I'm really tired of them boasting about it and like putting their pride on display like that. Like this guy over here with his Trump thing. Yeah, like, look, I mean, if you've seen what a guy looks like, it's disgusting, they're disgusting pigs. And, loud, obnoxious, just basically they step on everybody. Most people, they step on people's kindness, the kind people, the trusting people, the vulnerable people, and use that to their advantage to obviously to rise up in power and in money, and in income. And all these people that have all that money and income and like disposable income and large mansion houses and fancy cars, a lot of them, not all, because some people have actually worked hard on their own, didn't use people to get where they were, or they got by with their talents and stuff like that. Those are not everyone that's rich is a scumbag or a Trump supporter, so that makes sense, right? But so I'm just talking about them right now, because you know what, I don't know what's gonna happen to me next week, tomorrow. It's so uncertain that people that have the least are gonna be the ones most vulnerable to be homeless, dying from disease, and yeah, so I'm kind of on the bottom. I'm not at the real bottom, but I'm pretty low down there, as in income-wise. Not in class, because there's a difference. I don't consider myself low class or anything like that. That's more of an attitude, and a lifestyle than an actual income. So, it really saddens me to hear about the evictions going on with people that have decent jobs, okay? These are working people, hard workers, blue collar people, and they're losing their jobs. A lot of the industries right now are at a big loss because a lot of them work with the public and service and such, and entertainment even, and more creative careers they have, and they're at a standstill. So a lot of these people are getting evicted, and this is insane. Like, we need to be more outraged about this, because part of the Black Lives Matter group has to do with really low income and disadvantaged and minority groups. It's not just specifically Black lives. That's not really what they're fighting about. If you really read between the lines and you're an intelligent person, you'd understand what that whole movement's about. But just like all the realities and all the a lot of dirt that's coming out about these big companies and industries and how the government really works, all that is coming to light now, and it's quite depressing. I mean, we already knew that we were kind of controlled, like most of us know that. And the system is rigged to keep everyone in their place, okay? Because, if you study narcissism, you'll see how that makes a lot of sense in in society at large, and how this one works. I don't know about other countries, so I cannot say anything about them, but that's how this one works. If you do your research on that, all the tactics that are being talked about, regarding narcissistic tactics and all that is coming to light on a major scale. So, I'd advise anyone that doesn't know much about it, about personality disorders, to look more into it, and then you'll understand the world around you a lot more, and not be as frightened, because a lot of people are, and a lot of people are doing things out of desperation and fear, because they don't understand how the world really works and all that. So it's very important to learn about personality disorders, and really that's what these communities are all about, spreading awareness. But then, since we are growing in numbers now, and the only problem is the solution. We need a solution, or at least working towards something that is going to bring some kind of remedy and change. So I hope that we'll get up to that point. As our community grows. It's really, I'm walking back and forth over here. It's really been difficult for me. I already know what the narc in my life, personally, on a smaller scale, is going to do next. And I know their tactics and all that. So, of course, it didn't surprise me that when I received those papers to sue me, it didn't surprise me. But what to do about it now is the problem, because a lot of the court systems, um, the authorities, the police officers, all of them are, in cahoots. I hate that word. That's the only one I could think of. In cahoots with each other to follow and enforce the agenda of the higher ups, elites, the rich and powerful. That's basically what law enforcement is. It's not to protect and serve you as an individual. It's to protect and serve the elites and the people of power. And it's very evident. I mean, I've had a lot of instances where I had the police called on my parents and things like that throughout my life and my childhood and my adult life. And I've had to file reports on people. All that leads me to the realization of how that all works, okay? So I'm not just talking out of my ass or trying to be anti law and order or something. That's not what I'm trying to say, okay? But the way that the system is designed, people that are more ignorant to these realities, they just assume they're safe, when they have someone watching them and got their back. But it's not the case, because if you're not in that certain club, or you are going to be overlooked and not protected. Like I said, in my life, I was not protected from the abuse that I endured from my childhood. I was not protected from the abuse that I endured as an adult. And I hid a lot of abuse as an adult, because I knew that when I was young and when I was growing up, they didn't help me at all. They're there to quiet things and settle things down, just so they don't start up again and cause a scene, the perpetrators, and embarrass the neighborhood, or whoever is the higher up in the neighborhood, and whoever has the control of the neighborhoods that you're in. I mean, they'll lock you up with the quickness, but it's if you are more useful, let's say the cops are called or whatever. The cops, you did something really bad, and you're a low income person, you're not very well off, and you commit a crime. They're gonna think of the benefits to the area that you're in the most. Let's say this person has a good job, not a good job, but a beneficial job that's gonna help the people with more money, maintain their lifestyle. They're gonna let that person go and turn a blind eye on them, because they're benefiting more being out than they are being locked up. Okay, so there's a lot of tricks, and there's a lot of there's a mentality that other people don't understand exists, and it falls under the umbrella of narcissism and the personality disorders. That's why it's very important for everyone to study. Even if you're not in college or university, there's no excuse. You could still gain the knowledge you need to understand what's going on around you. A lot of this information is free. A lot of this information is, I don't know how long it's going to be for free. That's the problem. So you better get on it now and get as much information as you can, because soon they're going to be profiting off of that, and restricting your access to certain videos, which they're doing already on YouTube. Let's say, for example, the YouTube police is in full force now, where it's like, okay, you mentioned something that we don't like, our elites over here, we don't like it, so we're gonna take it off, we're gonna block it, or we're gonna charge people for it. So, and even if you go to college, the college has their own agenda depending on the college. And when you're in school, oh look at this boat, beautiful boat. Yeah, if only I had money for boats. Anyway, I wouldn't want a boat anyway because I'm not a boat person. But the point is, you gotta, whatever. So what was I saying? Now I got distracted, and also by the seagulls with their loud mouths. Hey, take it down a notch. Jeez. All right. So what was I saying? So yeah, that's what the law enforcement. We can't defund the cops completely and not have cops. We have to replace it with something better, and that's how we get rid of them. But you can't just get rid of them and have nothing in place. That's a fool's game there. That's with anything. Like, hi B. You can't take, like, if you're trying to change a habit of yours, let's say, you can't just restrict yourself from whatever habit it is and not replace it with something else. So that works the same way. Anyway, ooh, that water is brownie. Brownie. I'm pretty sure 30 years ago that water did not look like that. Okay? Anyway. So yeah. So in my case now, I was supposed to be temporarily in a place until I was able to move out of the state of New Jersey, because I don't want nothing to do with New Jersey no more, and for good reason. And all this that's happening shows that too, that even more that I want to get out of here. But so it was temporary, fine. Everything's included in the rent or whatever. It's a small place. Okay, fine. Then this thing happened. And, I was unsure of how I'm going to get out of here, when I'm going to do it. Now I'm up to this point where I don't know how many months I've been there now. 6 months, 7 months. I don't know. Under a year. It's a month-to-month thing, which is bad too, because look, he can just say, get out. But he's been trying to push me out and not tell me, okay, well, you're gonna have to go because I'm putting someone else in here. But he'll be like, oh, well, other people want to rent this property out for a lot more money than I'm getting. And he actually told me that. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to sympathize with you, that you want to charge more money and someone's willing to pay it and I won't, because I know the value. I've been around. I'm not an idiot. So and I know the neighborhood and the area and everything. So, who are you fooling? Or do you think I'm stupid? So, I'm just like, well, okay. Then he wanted the money back from when this pandemic hit really hard at the beginning. I lost my job, and I was really in between what I was gonna freaking do. It was terrible. Like, I had no money. And then I was like, okay, I'll give you what I can. I don't know what to tell you, but so I gave him $250 less than I would pay rent for that month. And then after that 1 month, I continued to pay the rent in full. And while I was giving him the less money, the $250 less in the 1 month, he told me that, oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it. As in, don't worry about paying him the $250 for that 1 month. It was only 1 month. So So that changed for some reason recently. And he's like, so he comes up with a story where, oh, I have to raise the rent September 1st by $100. And I'm like, okay. And then he's like, well, I did some work on the property or whatever, and whatever. So it's gonna be $100 more a month. And I'm thinking to myself, look, I'm not stupid. I know that you want to get rid of me. You already said before that you can get more money for the property. So I'm not, I have a record of my text messaging. So he wants, okay, the amount I'm paying now, compare that to the amount he's saying that other people are offering for this property, which I don't really believe completely the way that he's saying it. Is $300 more. $300 more. That's a big difference in rent. Okay, there's too much of a discrepancy with that. It's just, it doesn't even seem right. Okay, or legal to me. It doesn't seem right, but it is legal apparently. So $300 more. Okay, so he told me that months ago. Fine. Now, this recent month, he let me know, okay, well, I'm raising the rent by $100, so this is $100 more. So it's $250 more. Oh, wait a minute, I'm confused now. So he also raised it up by 100. So instead of getting his $350 more, no, instead of getting his $300 more by getting in another tenant, he raised me up $100. But it's a slick move, because he knew when I first moved in there that I was like, well, you're kind of charging a little much for this type of property and the size of it, and I've lived here a couple years and I know how it is around here. So, I'm not an idiot or a fool. So I originally got him down to $50 less than what he was listing the property for. So already the guy don't like me because I'm not stupid and I'm not an idiot to be paying money more than I should be paying. And I know how it works. And so he's been trying to really push me out for the longest time since I can remember. Probably since I moved in the damn place and expected at least $50 off for the rent, because of the condition, because of the original condition of the property was horrific. And I was only planning 2 or 3 months. I think it was 3 months lease. I was only planning 3 months stay. So yeah. So, and then this thing happened right in the freaking time that happened. It's like, wow. So now he's gonna capitalize on the crisis, which I already predicted. And so he's getting $100 more now instead of $300. So he's out $200 in his head. So what's gonna happen in let's say, okay, so we're coming into winter now. Winter's gonna be a down season for people to come into this area. This is a touristy area too, or summer home area kind of place. So in the winter, he's like, all right, I'll just keep her around the whole winter. Pay an extra $100 from her since she's not leaving, and I'm still out $200. And but when the winter's over and we're back into the season for everything, he's gonna come along again, and I don't know, maybe at that point he will actually evict me or tell me to leave, which is unlawfully, especially if I pay rent every time, every month on time. Does not even matter. See, so I'm already expecting I gotta be ahead of him. So this is what I learned from being around narcissists and sickos and psychos. I have to be ahead. It's like a chess game you gotta play. They think they're so clever because really they are. They are clever. They're master manipulators. So you gotta think like them. And that means I have to be ready in summer or spring even, okay, spring, to get out of there, because no matter what I do, if I keep paying the rent on time, like I always do, very friendly, you know, here you go, even though there's so many issues going on with the damn place that they had to come in and out of, and it was just like, okay. In the beginning, I was a guinea pig for the property because he really didn't care much about it. He just kind of neglected it at first. So, oh, he's like, oh, just tell me if anything needs work, or if stuff doesn't work, let me know, okay? So I was the one doing all of that work. So now that property looks a hell of a lot better than when I first moved in there. Due to using me as the guinea pig, so then he was planning on getting me out within a 3-month period so he could rent it even more money, which is what I told you. He wanted at least $300 more than what I'm giving, and that's all that matters. It's a business to them. I understand how it works, but I'm gonna be the one asked out if I don't think ahead, and that's what I'm doing now. You know, with the limited money I have, which isn't that much because I had to buy the car and all that, because otherwise I'd be stranded in the middle of nowhere, honestly, in the middle of nowhere. And then I would have to depend on my mother or somebody in that family there that I don't want nothing to do with them anymore. So that would have gone back on my boundaries of what I want done. So I didn't. So I bought the car instead. Anyway, so I still have money left, but I could have really used the extra money that I have for the car, but I need it anyway. I need it. I have to get out of here somehow, and it has to be through the car. All right, so I don't know. I don't make all the best decisions, but I try to think ahead as much as I can since I'm alone anyway doing it. So come spring, in his eyes, in this stupid guy's eyes, I'm expected to get out of there. This is how they think. They don't have empathy or compassion, because really a lot of them